I'm Sugar.413, and today I'm getting ready to start the Christmas rush of our small soaping business that we have here in Western Massachusetts. So you can come along and hang out with me for a couple of hours, or maybe an hour. So what I'm doing now, I've already made some soaps, and what I do is I wrap up all my soaps because I'm crazy. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people do not wrap their soaps. They just sell their soaps right after they take them out of the mold. And that's fine too. It's up to everybody do what you want. But these are unscented, high quality glycerin soaps, right? Today I'm making unscented because they're easier because I don't have to worry about measuring out the scent and deciding what scent I want to use. So I'm just basically making them all clear with a white bottom so that when I go to label them, I can remember that, okay, all of these that look like this are unscented. And the reason I'm getting the jump and I'm starting with unscented too is because a lot of people have allergies and some people just don't like a lot of smell on their soaps. They just want to take their shower, get cleaned up, and these glycerin soaps still provide the same moisture wicking properties for a soap as the soaps that are scented. And I like to give people a choice because sometimes people want to buy the soaps for their children, and these are definitely safe for children because they have no scent, no color, nothing, just strict glycerin. So it's just easier to start with the unscented. I don't make a lot of them because most of the people that come to our booths, they really do want a scented soap. But sometimes I do. I get people that come that say, you know what, I have allergies. I don't like all that smell. I just want something that's going to clean my skin and moisturize my skin and make a lot of nice bubbles. So if that's you, then this unscented soap is good. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I know it's kind of weird to start thinking about Christmas, but it's everywhere. You go in all the stores now, most of them, they have up Christmas decorations. Some of them are already playing Christmas music. The Christmas Hallmark movies are already out. So people are gearing towards Christmas. And unfortunately, this year will be a very sad Christmas for a lot of people because some people were involved in the government shutdown and they lost one or two or three checks, right? So their money is going to be really funny, and how they spend their money is going to be even funnier. So what I'm doing this year is I'm really making sure to be very cautious of that, and I'm going to put everything at a really good price point so that everybody can afford to buy a soap or two. So yeah, just work with me. So I've been making soaps. My daughter's 25. Maybe my daughter was about in the ninth grade. So she was about 14. So we probably been making these soaps at least 9 years. I don't advertise them. I don't have a website. So people always say, how can I get your soap? You really can't unless I guess you know me or if you live in the local area because the bars are so thick. And I have shipped them to people, but to me, when you after you add the shipping on the soap costs, it's a lot. But people do still reach out to me. I have family members who want to buy a couple of bars for their coworkers. So if you're looking for a good quality soap that's not too expensive, it's kind of cute. I make a little gift bag for them to give out to their coworkers. And yeah, but that shipping to get you. The shipping is crazy. So so these will be all clear. So when I go, because my printer is down right now, that's another reason I'm getting a jump start. I'm making all of these unscented, and they'll either have a white bottom or they'll be all clear, just like this, so that when I get my printer up and going, then I'll know that all of these are the unscented. And they're just easier and faster to make because I don't have to measure out color and I don't have to measure out the scent to make sure that the soap has a pretty good long-lasting scent to them. So I wrap mine in a little saran wrap that you can get at a hobby shop or at your local grocery store. And the reason I do this is because number one, it helps the shelf life of the soap, because I've even had these soaps for months or even a year. And when I unwrap it, it still has the same integrity and it still has the same smell to it. So I like doing that because you never know how your sales are going to go with any kind of business that you have. Some years your sales are stronger than others. So I try to keep it right in the middle. I'm not going to make too many bars. And as people call me to special order, of course, I'll go ahead and put their order together. But right now, these are for some events that I have coming up in December. So a couple of vending events. And usually at the vending events, we do pretty well because we're the only people selling soaps. And people are always looking for something to go in a stocking. And these soaps are perfect. So I'm making two. So I'm making our big size. And then I'm making a very small one that looks like this. And it has our name. I don't know if you can see it, but it's Maya's Mixes Soaps. But it has that already imprinted in it. And this will be a very, 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 very small. I'm not going to really charge that much. But these would be cute for people that's just looking for a stocking stuffer. They just want to buy something a little different. You don't want to put candy because so many people already have diabetes, or they're pre-diabetic, or they have high blood pressure, or they're trying to lose weight and they don't want all that candy, and you just want to give them something, like your coworkers that you know you might want to buy a gift for. I didn't really buy a gift for my coworkers because I just didn't like them enough, but some people do. And if you like your coworker and you just wanted to give them something small, these are really cute. Maybe you buy like two of these, put them in a Dollar Tree bag, and put a couple candy canes and say Merry Christmas. So yeah, so all of these today are unscented. I'm gonna make another batch. So my goal is to have at least um, 5 or 6 big bars of unscented, and maybe have about 12 to 18 small bars of unscented. Just because, people, like I said, a lot of people don't like all those scents when they're taking their showers. They just don't want to smell it, or they have sensitivities. Now, when I put a scent in my soap, I'm just using essential oils. So I do a lavender, I do sandalwood, I do lemongrass. That's our biggest seller, lemongrass, and mm, sometimes I do cinnamon because people have been digging the cinnamon up around the Christmas holidays. And then I do a turmeric. And the turmeric has no additional scent or color. I just use a really organic turmeric powder, and I mix it up really good, and I mix it in the soaps. And then there you go. Now, the turmeric soap is for skincare. Um, the soap that people most request. People come and they buy them because we have some soaps at a little boutique here in Western Mass, and people like that turmeric soap. I'm always selling out and having to replenish. The girl who owns the store is like, "Can we get some more turmeric soaps? We're out." So people like that one. That is my favorite. That's what I use on my face, on my skin. Yeah. So what I do is I take saran wrap, right? I wrap up all my soaps, and then I don't have it out here. It's probably a heat gun. And it seals the plastic all around the soap. It takes off all the additional air so that the soaps stay clean, fresh, for hygiene reasons, and also for the soaps that do have a scent. The scent lasts longer when you seal it up like that, because sometimes people buy the soaps for a gift for somebody, and maybe they already opened a bar of soap in their shower and they're not going to use this soap for a couple of weeks. So a couple of weeks later you open it and you still have the same smell, the same integrity and everything. It's my birthday and no one say happy birthday. Can you please say happy birthday? Yes, Carrie, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Today is I don't know what today's date is, the 20th? Today is November 20th. Can you all just wish Carrie a happy birthday? I hope you're still here. I'm so sorry I didn't see that. But sometimes when you're talking and people are typing, it's kind of hard to talk and read and seal these soaps up. Thank you, everybody who's on here. I hope to goodness that you stay on. I hope to goodness you ask questions about soaping and that you subscribe. Of course, that's the main reason, right, that I'm on here. So, still trying to get a couple of subscribers. I know it's almost impossible to get 1,000 subscribers, but I'm gonna darn sure try. Yeah, it's hard to do this with these gloves on too because your saran wrap starts sticking to each other. It's difficult. And I'm from Western Massachusetts, so for somebody who asks, yeah, Western Mass. But yeah, I just believe in doing this because I've always done it from when we first started doing soaps. I just think it's more clean and hygienic. And then when COVID came, for sure, because what happened is people come by your booth. Oh, let me see. Those are some. Let me smell. Let me touch. Let me. So they can touch. They can pick it up. They can have a cold, a runny nose, or whatever, and I don't worry that they're contaminating my soaps. So that's why I wrap them. So when I see people come out to events and they don't have their soaps wrapped and they just letting people touch all over their stuff, it drives me crazy. Because people do a lot of dirty, nasty things with their hands. So this way, I feel good because if they touched it, it might leave germs and stuff on there. But for me, as the soap maker, when the person takes it home and uses it, they're unwrapping it and it's a nice, clean bar of soap. And we only do glycerin because in my experience, the glycerin soap work really well, especially people who want to have nice moisturized skin without putting on all the lotion. You're still going to need some lotion, especially here in New England because the air is dry, but it's just a good way. It makes your skin feel really good. It gives your skin what it needs. And I always tell people, if you buy soaps, make sure you buy glycerin. Even if you don't buy it from me, I don't care where you get it from. If you're in CVS or Walgreens, Walmart, buy glycerin-based soaps because they're really much better for your skin unless you have a skin allergy, right? If you're allergic to it, then by all means stay away. But if you're not, yeah, it's the best. So yeah, so I'm just getting a jump start on these because next week is Black Friday. Now, Black Friday I don't sell that many more soaps on Black Friday, but I just like to have them in my inventory because people start calling me the week of Christmas. Can I get 10 soaps? Can I get, and it's like, what? You wait until the week of Christmas? I'm trying to Christmas shop and stuff, and you trying to order all these soaps. So if I have a good inventory, and I make baskets because some people use me for their school, so they want me to make stuff for teachers. So I make a couple gift baskets and I put a couple soaps and other little things in there. So I'm really happy. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate you all. Let's see, if I had one thing, I wish somebody would have told me about the soaping business is that how creative you can be. Because you can buy so many different molds. You go on Amazon and you see like all these cute molds. And I only buy silicone because I like how silicone makes the soap and I like how easy it is for them to pop out. And they harden up fast and I can go ahead and make a bunch of batches all in, it's easy because see, this is silicone, so it's easy to work with. It lasts long. These are already imprinted with my company's name on them, but you can use ones that aren't, and people still go crazy. People like handmade stuff, especially around the holidays. How are you? Make sure that you please hit the subscribe button. Yeah, people like handmade stuff around the holidays more than any other time because it's so much stuff that's mass produced. It's so much that you can buy already mass produced. So when you can find people at these craft fairs, at your local church craft fairs or school craft fairs, and they're selling stuff that's handmade, to me, it's always a win-win. It's a win-win. Now the trick is when I do soaps that are imprinted with our company name, the bottom has to be white, right? I've tried clear, I've tried color in the soap, and what happens is you won't be able to read the logo. So I always have to keep just plain white soap around just for when I make those small bars. And like I said, they're really, really small. So these are for people who just want to buy something just to stick in somebody's stocking. You know, you could buy a couple of these. Like I said, maybe a couple of candy canes. Put that in a gift bag from the dollar store or like a little box. And maybe you could put some other little stuff, maybe some hand sanitizer or some lip balm. You know, you could zhuzh up the gift bag. So it's like a lot of creative things that you can do to be able to give a gift. You don't want to go broke. It's things that you need though. So if somebody said to me, I want to be a soap maker, what are some things that I need to get? A scale, some of these pourable cups, an empty container that you can keep alcohol, because alcohol sterilizes stuff for you, and it helps the air bubbles that you get when you're making some melt and pour soaps. You need something to melt the soaps in. So you can use this container. It's microwavable safe. You can put it in the microwave on 30-second blast. Do it like 2 or 3 times and see how melted your soap is. Make sure to stir and make sure to be careful because the soap is extremely hot. The scale comes in handy because you can see how much it weighs, so you know how many pieces of the soap mixture to put into the container to melt down. So this is saying about 7 ounces, and the cup is about 1, so that's about 6 ounces. That's all I need to put a little bit of white on these molds. Because remember, I said I want all the soaps that are unscented to have a white bottom. I spray the molds with rubbing alcohol to get out any bacteria or anything. It shouldn't be anything in there because it's clean, but just because I don't like to take a chance. Okay, and then we're gonna melt these now. I'm just wondering why some of these had little divots in them. So for unscented big bars, I'm done. I have 6, that's all I need. I'm not gonna make any much more than that because most people, 98% of people want a scent, but there's still that small population of people who have allergies and they want their stuff unscented. So bear with me. I have to go. I have an electric soap melter that looks just like a crock pot. And now I have seen some people on YouTube use a crock pot to put their soaps in, and they just let them sit there until it's all liquefied. I don't have that kind of time, so you can get it off of Amazon or wherever you get your supply stuff. Maybe Hobby Lobby may have them. I don't know because I don't go to Hobby Lobby that much. But yeah, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna go and melt this down. Yeah, so I hope everybody's day is well. And next Thursday is Thanksgiving, right? So please, think about what you're going to do, who you're going to hang around with. Um, give thanks, because I'm sure all of us have at least one thing that we're thankful for, right? Even if your life may be crappy or crummy, that you might think is crappy or crummy, it's still a life and you're still here. So I hope that people take advantage and enjoy the holiday. Yeah. So yeah, so the soap melts down. It takes a couple minutes, the mechanism has to heat up. Then after it heats up, I have a wooden spoon, and I take the spoon, how are you? And I stir it up. Then I bring it back over and I pour it into the mold. Like I said, you can get these molds from your local craft stores. You can get them from Amazon. You can get them from places that sell soap making materials like Brambleberry, Wholesale Supply Company. They all have really good high end molds. So, yeah, the sky is the limit. When you make your own soap, you can mix whatever you want. Maybe you want to have a little sandalwood and lemongrass and little lavender notes together, and you can just mix all of those up. And yeah, yes, they make the best soap material. Somebody on here, yep, Wholesale Supply, they make the best. I like their products. I've been a fan of theirs for a long, long time. And they also offer free shipping if you spend more than $25. So, be right back. I have to go and stir up my soaps. I'll be back. These milk fast. So is soaping something that's safe that you can do with small children? Yes, because a lot of children like to make their own soaps. So you can just get a couple essential oils that, kid friendly. And when I say that, I'm thinking about things that's not so harsh like eucalyptus or tea tree oil. I'm thinking more of a lavender, sandalwood. If they like lemongrass, those are all some good essential oils for small children. Just try to be easy on how much you put in your soaps, right, when you're dealing with kids. I like personally to give the kids the unscented because they think it's cute just to have something with some words on it. Put it in a cute little bag, put a cute little toy in there, and then their mom will put bubble bath that have lavender or something like that. You don't really have to scent the soap because too much scent to me for the kids. It's just too much. It's too much. But they can definitely help with making the soaps. Just remember, if you do a melt and pour, it gets extremely hot. So you might have to pour it for them. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's all melted up. And like I said, this is just the base. It is a white base, high glycerin soap mix. You can get some from your local craft store. You can get some online, um, from Amazon. Any place that sells soap making material will have some. They're all pretty good, but I've had like one brand that I didn't like. Just one. Oops, I don't think it was enough. Right. So the key to this is that you want to cover all of the words for the mold. Like it says Maya's Mixer Soap. I want to make sure that all of that is covered by the liquefied white soap so that when I pour over it, it will be nice and you can read all the letters. But I've tried it with different colors. I've tried to do like a purple soap. Done a red soap. I've done a green soap, and it just doesn't work. It's popping and it's clean and clear when you do the bottom with white, and then I finish it up with clear. It's hard to tell now because I put the wrap around it. That's okay. So while these soaps are sitting in the mold and they're getting set up, I start chopping up the clear. All right, I gotta go get some clear soap. Be back. Just get some clear soap and off we go. So like I said, a lot of people, oh, I want to use this one. Oh, I realize that. Yeah, so a lot of people lost their jobs. They weren't working with the federal government shut down. So I'm really trying to be fair when I price out the soaps this year. I make sure they get a soap and they get some additional bang for their bucks because people just don't have it, but people still want to shop. So, no matter what kind of economy, what kind of things people are going through, people still like to buy stuff for Christmas. Ooh, this one is kind of hard. Hard to cut. Use some elbow. People still want to shop. People still want to give gifts. You still have kids who believe in Santa and all of those things. So you still have to come correct. So it's hard. I know it's going to be hard. So that's why I'm trying to kind of make sure we kind of price these correctly so that everybody can get something. I mean, somebody come by the table and they really want to buy something and they don't have enough. We'll see what we can do, right? Because there's always tomorrow. There's always going to be somebody that's going to buy the soap. And some people buy the soap and they give tips. So I can use some of the tip money to go towards a soap for somebody who don't have any money. Yeah. And it's fun. People ask, what do you do now that you're retired? I make some soaps. I thought I would be making more soaps since I'm retired, but that didn't happen. Nope. Got caught up doing other stuff. Now there's a couple things, right? When you're dealing with handmade soaps, glycerin soaps, just be very careful how you leave the soap in the shower. Make sure you don't leave it close to running water. You want to have it either in a soap dish or off to the side where it can kind of stay as dry as it can, because when I make these soaps, I don't add any additional preservatives. So they will melt down faster because they don't. Remember, when you buy a store-bought soap, that's mass marketed, is different chemicals in there, and some of those chemicals are so that the soap will stay hard and the soap can last over running water. It's still gonna melt, but it's not gonna melt as fast as a person who has handmade soap without all those additional chemicals in there. So yeah. Hello, thanks for coming on. We're just talking about soaping and how fun it is to have a craft that you can do. Soaping is really easy. It's affordable. All you need is a couple of soap molds. You need the soap base. You need alcohol. You need a couple of cups like this to put your soap in to melt them. Maybe one good wooden spoon that you can stir up the soap mixture after it's melted. And then creativity, because you can take as many scents as you want and mix them together and just make your own creation. Like sometimes I've taken lemongrass and lavender and sandalwood and mixed it all together and just made a big soap, and I just called it a little bit of everything. You just have to be careful because you make a soap like that and a person might be allergic to one ingredient, right? Oh, if it didn't have sandalwood, I would buy it. Da, 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 da. So you just have to let your customers know what's in your soap. Let your customers know that you take time and pride in making your soap. These soaps are made love. Every bar is different. No two bars will measure up the same. What does it take when you love for me? Thank you for joining. I'm melting down some soap stuff. It's almost done. Almost done, almost done. So for those who are just joining, we are making handmade glycerin soaps. We're melting down the base. I have a soap melter that's on the other side of the room that you can't see. And as soon as that gets melted, I'll come over and we will pour in the molds, the different soaps. These are all unscented, so they don't have any scent to them today. Wow. You have to remember when you're pouring another level of soap on top of soap that's already dried, you have to put like a glue on there. And the glue is the alcohol. So you spray each soap with alcohol, then you pour. Right? And this should be enough to get every bar. So these bars are really going to be small. You know, just for people who just want to buy something or people who just want to try our soaps. This is the perfect opportunity to get a nice small bar, unscented, so you don't have to worry about any irritations, allergies, or anything. So yeah. So I think that this is about it for making unscented soaps. So I'm just gonna do a quick video to try to re-emphasize what this live was about. I want to thank everyone who's come on, thank everyone who's subscribed and who liked the video. Thank you so much.